Hello, my name is Betty and I'm a physiotherapist. The area that I work in particularly is helping older people to avoid having falls. As we grow older, we naturally lose muscle strength and balance, and this could lead to a fall. The more active we remain, the better the chance of maintaining our balance and our muscle strength. The following exercises that we'll show you are balance and strengthening exercises that are easy to do at home. By doing these exercises on most days of the week, you will find it easier to do such activities as standing up from sitting, climbing stairs, and getting on and off a bus. You don't need any special equipment to do these exercises, only a chair, a step, a kitchen bench top, or a wall for support. It's important to use smooth movements when doing these exercises and only do what feels comfortable. These exercises may not be suitable for everyone. If you feel unsteady or unwell during the exercises, see your GP or local physiotherapist for advice. So now come with me and see how simple it can be. This first exercise is heel to toe standing. This is a very simple exercise you can do at home which will help to improve your balance. I'll now give you a demonstration of how to do this exercise. For this exercise you need to hold on to something sturdy, such as a kitchen bench top or a table or perhaps a sturdy chair. So standing holding on, you're going to move one foot in front of the other as if you're standing on a tightrope. Keep holding on and look at a point in front. So now we're going to practice this exercise with our friends here, Nancy and Florence. So you're standing the right way, you've got your hands on the bench top, and you're going to put one foot in front of the other, heel to toe, and just stand as steadily as you can this way. So keep your hand on the bench top to begin with. Excellent. Now if you feel steady, you can raise your hand just off the bench top, but hold on if you need to. And staring at a point in front, keep your gaze steady. And then if you hold on again, I'd like you to put your other foot in front and stand steady in that position. Just stand there. Fingertips for support if you're all right, and then see if you can raise your hand from the bench. Keep your balance and keep focusing on a point in front. If you feel more confident with this and you find it easy, what you can try next is to do heel to toe walking. And then for this one, you're going to move forwards walking heel to toe as if you're on a line. You keep holding on as you go. On you come forwards. Good. And if you feel steady, only if you feel steady, you can raise your hand just off the bench top. But if you're a bit unsteady, keep a fingertip or two there. Excellent. The next exercise we're going to do is a knee raising exercise. This one is good for getting on and off buses and going upstairs and helps to keep your legs strong. For this exercise, you're going to stand again holding onto the kitchen bench. And you're going to lift one leg so the knee comes towards hip height. You stand in this position for 5 seconds. You can then repeat this exercise up to 8 times or more depending on how you feel. So you're holding on already to the bench top with your left hand, and I would like you to lift your left knee up towards hip height and hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, and slowly down. And again, raising the left leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, slowly down. So it's important with this exercise that you only move within the range that feels comfortable for you. You don't try to lift your knee really high if it's not comfortable. You just do as you're able. If you start to feel more steady with this exercise and you feel your balance is improving, you could try to hold on just with your fingertips, or even raise your hand off the bench altogether, only if you feel safe and steady. Some days you may feel steadier than others, and on those steady days you might manage quite a few seconds. Some other days you might not manage very much. It doesn't matter, you just keep practicing at a level that's safe for you. This exercise is a side leg raise. This exercise helps to increase the strength in your hips, which makes you more stable when you're standing. It's also helpful if you have to step sideways, for example, in a crowded room. Stand holding on to a bench top or table, holding on firmly. You lift one leg to the side and hold it there for 5 seconds. You repeat the same exercise on one leg 8 times or more before doing the exercise on the other leg. So you're holding on firmly here, good. And let's say the left leg first, so you're going to lift the left leg to the side and hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Good. And again, same leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And then just try with fingertips only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. And if you feel really steady, you could try without holding on, but only if you feel steady. That's a difficult one. And down. Good. If you feel it's difficult without holding on, it's much more important to keep your fingertips on and have a good smooth movement. For now, we're going to move on to another exercise, which is a progression of this one, and it's a side stepping exercise. So holding on with your fingertips, if you're steady, you're going to step to the left, and we're going to move along the bench to the left. So step your left leg, feet together, step your left leg, feet together, step your left leg, feet together. And then as you come back, if you feel steady, you could try just raising your hands off the bench, stepping to the right. And one more, and stop. Well done. This next exercise is a heel raise. By doing a heel raise, it helps to strengthen your calf muscles. Calf muscles are very important for walking, particularly up slopes, for helping you balance, and also for climbing stairs. With this exercise, you need to hold on again to something steady like the kitchen bench. So holding on, and you raise your heels up from the floor, so you're going up onto your toes as far as you can within the limits of being comfortable, and back down. So you're holding for 3 seconds. So go up, hold 1, 2, 3, and down. So I'm going to show that exercise now with Nancy and Florence. So holding on, first of all, you're going to go up on your toes, 1, 2, 3, and down. Good. And again, 1, 2, 3, and down. If you feel a bit wobbly, it's more important to hold on so you can do the exercise well. This exercise is a stepping up exercise. It'll help to make you stronger so that going upstairs will become more easy, and stepping on and off curbs will also be more easy for you. For this one, you need a stair with a good rail. You hold on to the rail, and then you're going to put one foot up on the step, and then the other foot up, and both feet down. So here we go, right foot up, right foot down, left foot down. So with this one, you're leading with the same leg every time, and try 8 times on one leg, and then 8 times on the other leg. Now we'll show this exercise with Florence. Here we go, Florence. So one hand on the rail. So holding on firmly, you're going to step up, right foot up, right foot down, left foot down. And again, right foot up, right foot down, left foot down. Now Florence, if you feel steady, you could try just loosening your grip. So still hold on, but just loosen your grip there. So you practice, the idea is you practice until you feel steady with it. You don't take your hand off to begin with. Try for a few weeks as you were doing holding on first. This exercise is moving from a sitting position to a standing position. It helps to strengthen your leg muscles. A lot of older people say they find it difficult to get out of a chair, particularly a low chair that they're not used to sitting in, or perhaps a soft couch. This exercise will make that a bit easier. So I'll show you now, sitting in a good chair, not too low of a chair to start with. And all you do for this is to move from sitting to standing. So if you need to, you push down with your hands on the chair and stand up tall. It's important when you sit down that you sit down slowly. If you find that quite easy and you don't need to use your hands, You can hold your arms out in front and stand up this way and back down. As you stand up and sit down, try to keep your knees a little apart. If it's easy for you with your arms straight out in front, you can cross your arms over your chest with your hands on the opposite shoulder and stand up this way. It's important to move slowly and smoothly, and particularly to sit down slowly. So now we're going to practice the movement from sitting to standing. So first of all, Florence and Nancy, I'd like you to put your hands on the chair, and you're going to lean forward and push up to a standing position. So on you go and stand up now. Slowly up, good, and then slowly down. Very good, and again, slowly up and down, slowly down. Good. If you feel all right, try with your arms straight out in front. On you go, standing up, good, and slowly down. And this time cross your arms over your chest or your opposite hand on shoulder, good. And then the same, standing up and slowly down. Good, and have a rest. So this exercise you can try it 5 times, and if that feels easy, you could go on and do some more. But it's important to increase the number of times you do it gradually. By improving your balance and strength, you reduce your risk of having a fall. These exercises are easy to do in your own home and can be incorporated into daily life. And do remember, you're never too old to exercise. Research has shown that balance and strength exercises can be done and show improvements for people at any age.
Hi, my name's Jo. I'm working on the Life Research Project. The Life Research Project is all about taking the activities that you've just watched with Betty and putting them into your daily life. So rather than doing a separate set of exercises that are discrete and separate from your daily activities, we're going to take the activities that are going to improve your strength and balance, and we're going to try and slot them in to your daily routines. Life's really about looking for opportunities within your day to include these activities. We want people to challenge their balance and improve the strength in their legs, because improving your balance and improving the strength in your legs is going to help prevent falls. What we're going to do now, Nancy, is we're going to do a tandem stand while you're standing at the sink washing up. So that what you could do is each time during the day that you have to come over and rinse a cup or rinse a plate, you can do the tandem stand, and that way you can work on your balance. Now with the tandem stand, it actually helps your balance because your base of support, so the bits that hold you up, are very, very narrow as opposed to being a little bit broader. So that just means that you actually have to work so much harder. So when you're doing this, you've done the tandem stands before, so it's one foot in front of the other, and you're near the kitchen sink. Now with this, you can use your hands as you need them, and you can even use your tummy if you want, so that if you're feeling a little bit wobbly, you don't have to try and stay up here. So you'd lean in, and for example, you'd be washing up or rinsing this cup, and you're staying in your tandem stand. Now there I'm using my tummy, but then I come away and I'd have my hands ready to hold on. So what I might get you to do now is I might get you to do the tandem stand while you're washing up the cup. Your foot position's beautiful, Nancy. That's really, really good. And so you'd just be leaning at the sink and you'd be going in doing some of the washing up. Now at the moment you're only washing up 1 or 2 cups. But if, let's say, for example, you were having to do all the washing up, you could even change your foot position so that you put the other one forward. And that's as simple as it is. So if you went to the sink 3 or 4 times each day, that's 3 or 4 tandem stands that you've managed to get done, and you've gotten the washing up done as well. Okay. The activity that we're going to do now, Florence, is bending the knees. So each time you bend your knees, you're going to be strengthening your quads muscles. You don't need to do a big, heavy, deep knee bend way down to the floor. Any amount of just bending your knees and holding your body up is going to help strengthen those. Really good activity for this is loading and unloading the dishwasher. So what you would do for that is, instead of doing the bend over like that and pulling this out and lifting the plate out, you would bend your knees, and then when you wanted to put the next plating, you'd go down and bend the knees again. But you can see that by loading the dishwasher one plate at a time, all of a sudden by the end of getting the dirty dishes into the dishwasher, you may have done anywhere between 10 and 30 knee bends. So that all of a sudden they start to build up fairly quickly, because it's very, very easy to start putting this everywhere and all of a sudden you've got slightly sore muscles. Beautiful. And the way you're doing that is really, really nicely done. A nice knee bend without pushing too far. And even to that top shelf, you can still do that little knee bend. So doing the knee bends doesn't have to be just done at a dishwasher. When you're getting the breakfast bowls out for cereal in the morning, you can do little knee bends to get those bowls out, to pop them on the kitchen bench. And that's fantastic. Thank you. Nancy, what we're going to do now, the activity we're going to try is a single leg stand. And the place we've chosen to try this is when you put the kettle on, because you have a cup of tea a couple of times a day. So when you come over to put the kettle on, what you're going to do is you're going to flick the kettle on, and then you can do a single leg stand while you're waiting for the kettle to boil. The important thing with this is that you've actually got something good and solid in front of you to hold on to. So you would have your hands there ready to support you if you needed them. But I know that from testing you, you're quite good, so you can just have your hands kind of above the bench. The important thing is to stand on one leg. We don't mind where the leg that's in the air is. Most people find it comfortable behind them. The other thing to remember is to actually switch legs occasionally. We don't want one leg to be really good and the other one to be not so good at all. So what I'm going to get you to do now is pretend you're turning the kettle on. Okay. And then single leg stand with hands ready to go. And that's beautiful. Now, if the kettle takes a little while to boil, you might decide at some stage to switch your leg over. And you make sure that you don't get fatigued when you're doing it either, so that if you find that it's getting a bit tired, then make sure you do pop the other leg down. That's excellent. Now, the other thing that you can do, I'll take you down off your leg, the other thing you can do, it doesn't just have to be the kettle. If you had to stand at the stove and had something that had to be stirred occasionally, you can do a single leg stand while you're standing at the stove doing the stirring. So I'll just put right here, so that if that was on the stove cooking, you can be there, single leg stand, and you can stir away. Now there's no set amount of time you need to be on each leg. If you were doing a quick stir, it might just be a quick single leg stand, but if you were stirring something like a risotto where you're there for a while, you could swap your legs backwards and forwards. The other places you can do this are not just in the kitchen. This is a really good one to do brushing your teeth or brushing your hair, or any of those activities where you're standing in front of the bench and have to do something in front of you. Florence, the activity we're going to do now is up on your toes. So for this activity, it's really just raising your body up onto your toes, heels off the ground. I don't mind how far your heels come away. You don't have to be way up in the air. As long as they're raised up, even just a little bit, will strengthen your calf muscles. The reason we want to strengthen your calf muscles is it actually helps a lot with your gait and propelling you in that forward direction. So when you're kind of pushing forward, the stronger your calf muscles are, the more propulsion you can get. So how we try and implement this in your daily life is each time you need to reach above waist height, you go up on your toes. Now to reach into this cupboard, theoretically I don't need to go on my toes, but if I do go on my toes, it means that I'm getting all that extra activity. So for this one, I might even up on my toes to open the cupboard, and I might come down, up on my toes to get out the biscuits that I wanted, and then down. Then when I'm finished, back on my toes, biscuits back in. It's nice if you can do this where there is something solid in front of you, so that if you do lose your balance a little bit, you've got something to hold on to. So that's why the kitchen, because it has so many things to hold on to, is quite good. And that's really, really nice clearance. I'm actually going to make it a bit harder for you now. I'm going to get you to try and do it without holding on, because that just challenges your balance that little bit more. Away you go. Good. That's excellent. So what it means is each time you go up on your toes. The other one I particularly like is in the wardrobe, because most of us have to reach up to get our coat hangers out. If you go up on your toes in the wardrobe, because most of us get dressed at least once a day. What we've covered this afternoon is really just a brief example of part of the LIFE program. The LIFE program has 15 activities. What we really want people to get the idea of is putting these activities into their daily routines. What you saw here in the kitchen is that just doing your activities in the kitchen, you have the opportunity to embed so many activities from the LIFE program in just this one area of the home. It doesn't have to just be in the kitchen. It can be done anywhere within the home, but the idea is really taking the activities that are going to improve your strength and your balance and putting them into your daily tasks and routines.